Welcome back friends. This is the second class on Python for Finance. In the first class, I have taught you how to install the Anaconda where you get the Jupyter notebook, the Python development environment to solve the financial problems using finance. And you can also use the Google Colab also. Google Colab also you can use. So you can go and watch this video. Link is given in the video description to connect the flow of this course actually. So let us start the second class. So in this class, what we are going to see, we are going to discuss the variables and data types, in Python. Okay, data types in Python, and we will limit our discussion uh, for financial engineering. So let's discuss the variables, that what is variables in the Python. So when I write something like here, let's take, I write here a is equal to 20. So you will say that a is equal to 20, but in programming language, whether it's a Python or any programming language, you will say that the value 20 is assigned to a. You will call it value 20 assigned to a rather than equal to 20. So what happens in the computer memory when you write like this, computer memory, what happens? There is a memory location a where you store the value 20. Okay, this memory location will have some address and you are going to store the value of 20 in that variable a actually. So I can write here the a is equal to 20. In simple word, I can say that the a variable holding the value of 20. Similarly, I can write here b is equal to 30. I can write here b is equal to 30. So I will say the b variable holding the value to be 30. Okay. Similarly, I can write here c is equal to a plus b. I can write here sum of this. Okay. So in this case, what is happening? The variable c storing the sum of the two variables, and you know that in the variable a we are storing 20. In the variable b we have stored the 30. But now the variable c, whatever c is doing a plus b. What is stored in the a, that is 20, plus what is stored in the b, 30. So c will be 50. So this is how you define the variable. Now variable, you can store in variable the strings also, like my name, or a, or any company like Apollo, anything you can store in, you can store the strings also in the variable. Okay, so that's where the question comes, the data types. Okay, in data types, so in Python basically there are three types of data type. The first, that is the integer data type. Okay, and the second type, that is a float data type. Okay, float data type. And the third data type, that is the integer, float, and the string data type. Okay, the integer, we have a negative and positive integers like -1, -2, -3, like that. You have positive integers like +1, +2, +3. Okay, so integer, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, integers. And what is a float? When you have a decimal point like 1.2, 1.0, zero point 0.3, 5.3, 5.1. Whenever you have a decimal point after the number, a decimal numbers, okay, that will be called float data type. Okay, and what is a string data type? String, when your variable is not holding the numbers or a floats, integers or a floats, then it might be holding the string data type. And what is a string? Like someone name like John name of the John, it is the alphabet, so it is a string actually. And like name of the city, New York, so this is the string. It is a combination of the characters. And single character can also be called string. I can write a simply, that is also categorized as a string data type. Now can we call these numbers also to be string data type? Yes, we can do that also. If I write 1 simply, it will be an integer. If I write 1.1, that will be integer. But if I write this 1 or 1.1 in the quotation, in a double quotation or single quotation, then that will be categorized as a string. This will be a string actually. Okay, so let us practice this first. Now I will hit plus here, and let's see. if I write here a is equal to, let's take a is equal to 30, it's an integer data type. If I write b is equal to 40.35, it is a float data type. This is the float data type. Now what is string? String is kind of name or places like this. Let's say John is a name, so this is the string data type, string in double quotation. Now if I write like this, let's say I write variable d and that is equal to, in double quotation I am writing 35. In this case 35 will be considered as a number, integer, or it will be considered as a string. It will be considered as string only. Remember, anything you write in the double or a single quotation will be called as a string, It doesn't matter what you are writing here. It is a string actually. And this is without quotation, it is a float number and it is an integer actually here. So in Python we have three basically data types, that is the integer data type, float data type, and we have a string data type. This is the data type we have to remember as far as Python in finance. As far as financial engineering is concerned, we'll often deal with these three data types only. Okay, and you might have understood what is the variable. Variable is something like that which is going to store the value actually. So a is equal to 20, that means a is storing the value of 20. B is equal to 30 means b is storing the value of 30. Okay, now there are certain limitations in defining the variables. You cannot define the variable with some keyword actually. That will throw the error actually. So every programming language, they have certain keywords. Those are reserved actually. Those are reserved for certain purposes. Okay, whenever you want to print the data, input the data, and sometimes you will have to run the different loops and all that we are going to study in upcoming classes. So there are some keywords that you cannot use as a variable, otherwise it will throw the error. And you can search in the Google or a chat GPT keywords in Python. Okay, you can simply search keywords in Python. Okay, so I have searched and you can see that the Python keywords, and there is a big list. See, W3 schools, we have opened this website and there is a list of keywords in the Python. Okay, do not use this keyword as a variable name. I will never write like this. Okay, and is equal to 20. Do not do like this, because this is the keyword. You cannot use this as a variable name. Or you are storing in assert. In assert, you are storing the value of 45. That is not allowed. It will throw the error because this is the keyword. You cannot use it as a variable. A, B, C, D, anything you can use as a variable. Or let's take your a student. So you have a grade marks, right? So you can definitely write here grade. You're a student and you can write here your grade marks. So grade is equal to, let's take I write here 40, grade is 4.5 grade you got. So grade is a variable that is allowed because grade is not a keyword. You can keep it a variable name. So whenever you will solve any business problem, give a convenient variable name. Like suppose you are calculating the profit and loss of the stock. So you will give a name like profit and loss. You'll give profit and loss is equal to, let's take 500. Okay, this way you should give the meaningful variable names so that others will understand that okay, what this variable is doing, what it is storing exactly, the meaningful data. It is storing the profit and loss on a particular trade as 500. Meaningful name, but do not use the keyword as a variable name. So you should make sure that whenever you go throwing the keyword error, you please go through this and try to understand what are different keywords in the Python and what is their functionality actually that is mentioned here. Of course, we are going to study all of these keywords in upcoming classes as we progress. Okay, so I hope you understand the variables, what are the variables and what are different data types in the Python. In the next class, we will see some functions and we will start writing codes in the Python. Very, very important. So let's connect in the next class. Thank you.